All right. Good afternoon once again. It's now 12:10 p.m. And yeah, I would like us to I'll go on with kicking off this section. So good afternoon once again, and we are welcome to this month's edition of the Bincom Career Talk, themed bridging technical skills, bridging the gap between bridging the gap between technical skills and business needs. And we have two speakers onboarded for this section. And our first speaker in person of Mr. Tehai Ikyo. He is a dynamic growth GTM engineer and an agile project manager with over 12 years of experience. Please, can we all hear me? Am I audible?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, we can
Yes,
hear
yeah,
you.
audible.
All right, thank you. Thank you for that. So, Mr. Tehai Ikyo is a dynamic growth GTM engineer and an agile project manager with over 12 years of experience driving business growth and optimizing operational efficiency across various industries. With certification in growth marketing and project management, he focuses on leveraging his unique skills set to lead transformative growth initiatives. His long-term goal is to become key player in scaling high-impact growth strategies with tech-driven organization, and is passionate about implementing innovative solutions and to enhance performances that foster sustainable growth. Um, good afternoon, Mr. Tehai. Can you hear me?
Yes, good afternoon. Confirm you can hear me too.
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Please, this is a recorded section, and so I would like you to please turn on your cam so our audience can see who is behind call.
Yeah, I'm actually taking this session in my car. So if you don't mind that, I'll turn on my camera.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. There's no problem.
All right, that's fine. Apologies, everybody. I actually had an event that no problems. But I'll just turn on my camera, right? Hope you can see me clearly.
Yes, you can see it clearly.
Awesome. Thank you. Am I to go ahead?
Oh, yes. You have to go ahead.
Oh, okay. My bad. Apologies. Good afternoon, everyone. Such a pleasure to be here. Let me share my screen. I do not have the ability to share screen. So if you could, let me send the request. If you could grant that request for me.
Yes, you can share your screen now.
Okay. Doing that. Please confirm you can see my screen.
Yes, I can see your screen. Can anyone else see your screen?
Yes, I can see. I can see.
All right. We can all see your screen.
Awesome. Good afternoon, everybody, once again. Just before I start, I want to have a bit of understanding of the audience we're looking at here. So let me know, just give me a thumbs up if you're a working class person, if you are currently working or you find yourself engaged in something, just give me a thumbs up. Let me see. I want to know how to really. So if you're in the audience, just give me a thumbs up. Are you a working class person? What are the skill sets that we have here? Just before I go on, so that I know how to tailor my talk and know whether I should tone it down or all of that. So let's engage, please, everyone. Working class people seeking for job. Let me just see. Thumbs up, working class, seeking for job, thumbs down. Program delivery, awesome. Morakinyo Awe says, I don't know if it's a he or she, working program delivery, awesome. Who else? He, good. I see some thumbs up. Ernest, I see your hand up. Who again? Okay, that's fine. Let me just go ahead with my talk since people don't want to talk. I think they've done a bit of introduction of me, so I'm not going to spend too much time. Oh, my slides are moving faster than me. A couple of places that I've worked. Currently, I work with FCMB as well. I also do some things with Digital Boost in the UK, where I serve as a GTM advisor and an AI generalist. Okay. So not too much about me. Today we're going to focus on, I think, one of the key issues around bridging the gap between technology and business is the problem of communication. Okay. Now, when I say communication, most of the times, technical people, it's not really about the skills that we don't have or the skills that we have. It's more around our ability to be able to communicate to business what exactly our technical skills are bringing to the board. And so there is that communication gap. Technology is always focused on solving problems and optimizing systems, while business, on the other hand, is really, really trying hard to drive profitability and as well as customer satisfaction. And so this gap in communication creates a misalignment, confusion, and a lot of missed opportunities. But I think the core problem is not in skills, because I think every person in this class, or every person, most people are skilled, and skills can be picked up as easy as possible. But the challenge is always the ability for a technical person to be able to communicate clearly what skills, how to solve a problem, communicate in a way that business and upper management really understand what it is they're doing. Now, having said that, we currently live in an AI-driven world, and AI can almost do almost everything that you can think about. And so those that are going to excel in technology are those that really are going to be able to understand where the business drivers are in the business, whether it's small business, an enterprise business, or whatever it is. Tech people that are able to understand what are the key drivers in this business, and how do my skills come into play, and how can I, at the end of the day, be able to bring the bottom line of the business into, bring more revenue, bring more customers into the business. And that's going to be the core of my our discussion this morning, or this afternoon rather. Now, our key objectives basically are to align technical work with business goal, teach you how to speak business language. We'll take a few case studies, and then the key communication strategies that we can use to be better. Now, why business goals matters? What are key business drivers? Number one is profitability. Every business comes into a business. Everyone goes into a business basically to be able to be very profitable. Right? Nobody goes into business to um, to make losses. Everybody wants to make a return on their investment. And so, for every technical skill you have, if you cannot clearly communicate to a business how you're going to help them make profit, then all your skills come to nothing, or does not interest a business owner, so to speak. Right. Number two thing that businesses want is growth. A business does not want to remain the way they are. They want you to be able to use whatever skills, whatever technologies that you're bringing on board to help them to grow. Number three thing that businesses want: customer satisfaction. The only way a customer will stay with a business, and there's what is called, when you're measuring customer satisfaction, you also look at things like retention rate, lifetime value, and so many other things that are very important for technical people as well to understand. Customer satisfaction is very, very important, and it's very important to a business, because you want your customer to keep coming, to keep buying from you, whether it's a product, whether it's a service, whatever it is you're delivering as a business, or a business is delivering. You would want your customers to keep patronizing you. Why? Because it's a lot easier for a customer to keep buying for you than for you to acquire. It costs a lot to acquire, but it costs a lot less for you to retain customer. And of course, every business want to be efficient. They want to use very little input and gain so much output. And so your role as a business person is to be able to align your technical skills, whatever skills you have, whatever projects, whatever thing you're executing for that business. Your goal is to be able to align your skills with these four pillars of any business. So, example now, uh, a company says, we want to improve our website, we want the speed to increase. You will come with all your technical jargons, do this, do that, and blah, 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 and all of that. But the key question is, how does optimizing the speed of the website, how does it translate into the business? How does it make the business better? How does it create profitability? How does it make the business grow? How does it create customer satisfaction for the business? How does it make the business more efficient? And of course, the answer is when the site loads faster. Remember that nowadays people have very, very small attention span. And so at the slightest of provocation, and of course, we are here in Nigeria, our internet bandwidth is really low. If your site is loading too slow, they're going to jump off and go to a competitor of yours. And so, as a technical person, you need to be able to understand that this thing I'm doing, this is how it flows into the business. And that's the kind of mindset that we must all have if we must do very well. Okay, let's make some progress. Now, my slides still seem to be running way faster than me. Okay. So let's talk about speaking business language. Like I mentioned, one of the key things you need to do as a technical person is to be able to translate technical terms into business outcomes, right? So everything you're doing technically as a technical person, as a developer, as a project person, as a UI UX person, whatever it is your skills are, your key objective is to be able to translate those technical terms into business outcomes so your stakeholder understands. So for instance, a technical person will say cloud scalability. But in real sense, in business sense, what you're saying is we want to be able to handle 50% more customers without increasing our cost. Okay. That is what scalability is about. A business owner does not understand when you say scalability, doesn't really understand that term. I'm not I'm not insulting business owners, but some people are not that savvy to understand what does scalability mean. But for you as a technical person, scalability simply means if I optimize our website, if I optimize our servers or whatever it is we're deploying, we will be able to take on 50% more customers. That's you as a technical person now speaking in um in business terms. Now, the second thing here I put out here is microservices. Those that are developers will know what microservices are. They are more like APIs, okay, that help run your engines faster, right? It helps you deploy faster and all of that. But a core business person does not understand what technical services mean or microservices mean, right? But for you, what do microservices do for this business? Let's take, for example, I mean, let's assume it's an enterprise business where you have microservices in place, you have APIs all over the place. It helps your deployment to be faster and easier and improves customer experience. Why? Because the time it will take for a customer to make a request and for it to reach the server and come back, all of that has been handled by your microservices. Latency also reducing the wait time. It improves customer experience. So the goal or the core of everything we're talking about is the fact that um, you have to speak the business language, translate everything technical you're doing into the terms, into outcomes that business people understand. Okay, that's how we bridge the gap. I mean, that's how we bridge the gap. First of all, understand what is the business strategy, where are they going with this business, what do my technical skills bring. I translate them into outcomes that the business understands. Okay, now let's look at what are the key performance indices. What are key performance indices that almost every business will be looking at? Number one, revenue growth. Okay, so how does tech improve that? Tech increase sales and help you increase market reach. Revenue growth is something every business will be looking at. If a business is making this amount of revenue, they don't want to be making that same amount of revenue come 2 years down the line. If they're making this revenue in January, by December, they want to be able to double that, they want to be able to triple that. And so your core goal is to be able to align all your technology, all your skills, every strategy you want to implement, let it align with the revenue goals. Number two is cost efficiency. Cost efficiency, every business want to run at lower cost and they want a 1:2, 1:3, 1:5 return on their investment, which means that if I spend 100,000 naira on my business, I want to be able to gain 200,000. I want to be able to gain 300,000. That's what I mean by 1:2 cost efficiency, meaning that I shouldn't be spending more on the business than the revenue that is being generated. And so, as a technical person, everything you're doing has to be cost efficient. Your infrastructure, you optimize it to reduce cost and to be able to increase scalability. Your design has to be able to reduce cost and improve scalability. Number three, performance. Your performance, the performance of the database, the performance of the servers, performance of the request, everything has to be optimized so that it enables faster time and faster data retrieval. And one of the key aspects of business is customer retention, which I dwelt on a little earlier. When every of this thing is put in place, customers have a better experience. And so the key for you as a technical person is always to ask yourself, what are the key performance indicators for this business? How can I align my technical arsenal with the business KPI? Now, the language of ROI. So I'm just giving an example here. So let's look. So business stakeholders care about return on investment, just like I mentioned I mentioned earlier. So you have to qualify the impact you're making in financial terms. Okay. So a technical person, a typical technical person will say, "We upgraded the backend infrastructure." No, that's not what the business person wants to hear. He wants to hear that infrastructure upgrade has reduced downtime by 30% and saving us 100,000 annually. 100,000. And I give you a typical example. I was privileged where I currently work to run an upgrade project, an infrastructure upgrade project that was in the year, actually started in 2023, was a 6 months project and went into 2024. Right. I was privileged to run that project and I could see clearly. A matter of fact, in fact, before we undertook that project, one of the key things we had to do was to clearly define how will this upgrade help our business as a bank? How will the upgrade help the business as a bank? And we're able to do that calculation. And one of the things we're able to do after the project is to really prove to senior executives that, hey, after this upgrade, the number of downtimes we received have reduced to almost zero. The number of requests that are in queue are processed faster now. And so always think ROI. So whenever you're giving your report, always think about it in terms of monetary terms, how much you've helped the business to gain. Okay, we're going to go into some case studies now, and I want us to be very participatory. So I want us to participate in this now. I don't want it to be monologue, only me talking, okay? So let me see some people in the house who are tech inclined. So let's take our first case study, okay? Let me see from the chat. Is everybody with me? Are you following me so far?
Yes,
Following me
sir.
so far? Give me a thumbs up.
Following
Okay,
you.
okay, okay. Awesome. All right. So our first case study is we're looking at a retail business now. Okay, this retail business, they are trying to do what is called. Of course, we now know that AI is driving everything. Okay, so a retail business wants to use AI to do their forecasting. I want everybody, if you want to open your mic up and speak. If you want to write in the chat, please go ahead and write in the chat. I want you to tell me what are the key skills that you think that will be necessary for us to execute this project. So anybody, feel free, open your mic, write in the chat. I want us to really engage, okay? A retail business wants to take advantage of AI and do their forecasting. So let me have who's going to build the cat. Let me see people in the chat. Anybody that wants to talk, open up your mic and talk. So what I'm asking now, what are the key skills that we will need to execute this? So let me see if people have been following me so far. Everybody's going mute on me. Are you angry with me? Oh, you didn't follow my talk so far. Hello, guys. Talk to me now. Talk to me. Do we have developers in the house? Do we have UI UX people in the house?
Yeah, responses are going on in the chat box. Someone said
Okay.
prompt engineering.
Prompt engineering. Okay, that's yes. Prompt engineering. Any other person? Any other
Mike,
person? Any other person?
Mike Adigoki, yes, you can omit and speak.
Yeah, good
Unmute your
afternoon,
mic.
everyone.
Speak.
I hope
Yeah. Good
I hope
afternoon.
you can hear me.
Go ahead.
Okay, so
Yes.
I joined late, so apologies for that. I'll say data skills and machine learning.
Absolutely right. More outputs, please. More
Yeah,
answers.
did
I
you hear
want
me?
us to
I
participate.
said data
Yeah, I
skills
heard
and
you.
machine learning skills. Okay, thank you.
You're absolutely right. I want more answers. Let's participate. Let's engage. Okay, I saw something in the chat. Prompt engineering. Yes, that's quite needed. Prompt engineering, retail business, product. Awesome, Vikas. That's a very on point. Point you've made right there. Understanding of the business, because you cannot implement AI if you don't understand business. AI engineering. Okay. I think we all did absolutely well. So key skills needed. Data science, ML, engineering, domain analytics, ML, that's machine learning ops, And the key skills are finance alignment, being able to understand what exactly the business wants to automate using AI, right? And then you will be able to deliver an AI-powered solution that is able to do sales forecasting for you. Right. Let's go on to another business impact. Of course, the business will spend less money planning, guessing, but then they'll be able to optimize a lot more. Let's go to our next case study. So a healthcare organization wants to migrate to the cloud. What do you think are key skills that are needed for this will be? Key skills. That is correct. Cloud engineering, very correct. What else? What else? What else? What else? Okay, awesome. Let's just make progress. So yes, all of us are right in that sense. The business will definitely need, or the skills we'll need to take on that is, sorry, my slides are kind of goofing. All right. Key skills needed, of course, data science, ML engineering, ops, of course, data science and all of that, cloud engineering and all of that. Yeah, we're quite right. Okay, let's take our last case study, which is optimization of an e-commerce store. I'm sure every one of us has had interaction with an e-commerce store one way or other. What do you think the key skills needed if you want to optimize an e-commerce store? Let me have your answers in the chat. Answers in the chat, okay. GDPR, awesome, that's correct. I guess that person is writing in terms of the other one. GDPR, you need compliance. You need to be compliant if you move anything to the cloud. That's very correct. Okay. More answers, more answers.
Yes, someone has said data entry skills. Like
Yeah, data entry. Well, okay. Not bad. Data annotator, data entry skills. You see why I was very right when I said skills is not always a problem, but the key issue is our ability to be able to translate whatever our skills is to the business. Okay, let's make progress so that we can just round up and next week I go. So of course, web performance engineering, A/B testing to be able to test two variables and know which one works better. Front-end engineering, conversion rate optimization, UI UX research, data literacy, of course, understanding a bit of marketing because you're marketing to people and all of that. And of course, the business impact, marketing gets better results, more conversions because more people are visiting their website. Yeah, so great job, guys. Great job. So the key takeaways for bridging the gap are one, always translate our tech outcomes translate tech into outcomes. So don't always talk tech skills, JavaScript, blah, blah, blah. Everything you're doing has to be translated into a business outcome. Number two, speak the language of ROI. Every business wants to be able to see how much return on investment I'm making as a business. And so whatever skills, whatever tech stack, whatever it is you're doing, speak the language of ROI. Number three is understand strategic priorities. That's the key thing I mentioned earlier. We're getting into a world where AI can do almost anything. So your tech skills may not even matter again. Right now, if you spit out things like Claude can spit out a whole full what used to take developers 4 or 5 days now, AI can do it in 3 minutes. And so the key strength lies now in being able to understand what strategic priorities are. And then one of the key things, last things, is to engage proactively, right? Engage your stakeholders. Be very, very proactive when it comes to stakeholder engagement. Understand the business, understand what ticks the business, understand what moves the business, understand what moves the needle for the business. And I believe you'll be good to go. In conclusion, the power of communication, communicating properly, communicating in business terms is what is the key gap between technical skills and business strategy. Is the bridge that bridges both worlds, and it helps you to increase your impact, accelerate your career as a person, and then drive real results that makes you outstanding all the time. And the key takeaway is that on your current projects, on your current job, always turn your key technical terms, key technical deliverables into business outcomes that are measurable and are tangible. I hope I have convinced you with this small tech talk of mine. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I will be open for questions if there are any. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Tehai, for that beautiful presentation. And yes, I understood some of what you said, though I'm not really the person in that aspect. But yes, it was really inspiring. Thank you so much for that. And
You're
yes,
welcome.
there will be questions. Questions will surely come in. But before that,
Okay.
I would like to go on with the second speaker, so we don't waste
Okay.
much.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Tehai. All right. So our second speaker is person of Mr. Vikas Srivastava. Apologies if I didn't pronounce your other name well. So Mr. Vikas Srivastava is a technology leader and a digital transformation strategist with over 20 years of experience delivering enterprise-grade solutions in banking, cloud computing, and social impact. With a strong background in full-stack engineering and cloud-native architecture, he has driven automation and innovation initiatives at major financial institutions like Tech Bank, BNY Mellon, and HSBC. His 8 years at HSBC Software Development India as a senior software engineer equipped him with the skill to develop and maintain global banking systems, shaping his technical foundation and problem-solving abilities. His expertise spans Java, Spring Boot, Camunda, BPM, Kubernetes, and AWS/GCP, augmented by a passion for mentoring and building inclusive digital ecosystems. Whether creating a network automation platform for over 500 applications, designing impactful and edtech solutions, or writing about zero trust and AI in healthcare, he tackles every challenge with a product mindset and a commitment to excellence. So that is kind of a brief intro to who second speaker is. So Mr. Vikas Srivastava, you can please turn on your camera and then go ahead with your presentation. Thanks for joining us again.
Thank you. Are you able to hear me and see properly?
Yes. I can see you and hear you.
Okay. Good afternoon, and thank you for inviting me for this discussion. This is my couple of second or third participation, and I'm really enthusiasm to see the folks joining in today. And thank you so much for the first facilitator. This was very awesome presentation. It doesn't leave me to anything to tell you. Covered most of the key points. But yeah, we'll be going through some of the key points, which is important for this session. So I hope my screen is visible, right?
Yes. Can everyone see
Okay.
screen?
Thank you. So I'm hoping our audiences, I'm assuming they are either already in the industry or seeking for technical roles or business roles, whatever they are looking for. And this session might really helpful for them to understand the key areas of industry and who plays what role, and on the real time, what is the differences happens on the job basically. So we are here for the session for understanding that bridging the gap between technical skill and business needs. So first of all, we should know what are all the pillars in the day-to-day work happens in the industry. So I work my entire career has been banks, different banks. So I'm very close to the business always. And from the very beginning of my career, I understood the need of technical team and business team gel together to deliver any product. So we used to very closely work with them. We used different way to communicate each other. I'll slowly cover that when I go to the presentation. And we make a very good team all together. So it's a single team who delivers the product at the end of the day. That's a key point. So I'll start my discussion for this topic. So what is the problem at the moment? I mean, we are saying that we are bridging the gap between technical skill and business goals, right? So as first speaker already covered these key points, there are two main parts of any product or any project. Is one, it's called technical teams, right? They all talk about what they are going to deliver using different technologies, using APIs, different architectures, and some of the non-business requirement is called NFR, non-functional requirement like scalability or different frameworks they were going to use to improve the product. And other side, we have a business side, right? Business teams. They are actually talking about what we're going to take a benefit of it, what why we are doing this. So there has always be ROIs associated. They have a market research behind that, why we are doing this product. They talk about the user acquisitions and user experience, right? This is the most important part at currently UX. What we are delivering, right, is for the users. Ultimately, they are going to use the system at the end of the day. We are making their life easy, our customer. So these two pillars are two members of the different two main pillars of the product. They are capable of whatever they want to do, but challenges may happen on the go when the miscommunication happen or alignment is not proper, right? So there are the famous quote we saw, like I heard that technology fails not because of it's poorly engineered, it's because it solved the wrong problem, right? So as a technical team member, if we understood and are not able to understand problem clearly, properly, we can't deliver the product at the end of the day. Because business always focuses on the outcomes, what we are going to deliver, and technology basically see what technology teams look for the outputs, what they're writing the code, how it looks like at the end of the day. So we're trying to go and solve this problem with proposing some of the key solution points. If somebody or if want to use them, we become a better product team at the end of the day. So first of all, we need to understand why the gap is exist currently. For any team or any individual in a product, they have their own priorities. They have their own goal, right? They are working for different goal from the beginning of the year towards the end. So first of all, we have a different priorities. Business people have thinking differently. They are trying to improve the profits, customer satisfactions, ROIs, and technical team is there for optimizing the systems, making more scalable, using different way of making more secure, like using different technologies, technical stack, right? So we are totally different people, right? Technical and business. There are communication barriers as well. People are talking in different languages. Some technical people talk only the codes, right? Code side of it, architecture. But business people talk about differently. So main barrier is to their language, as I can say. Other aspect I can see in the last couple of years and last 10 years, I would say, technology is rapidly changing, right? Some one day we are trying to use one system, one technical stack or one version of the code. Next 6 months, it may be outdated. Something else will come and override it, right? AI cloud, and automation took over and evolved very fast. And at the same time, business understanding, we need to understand business cope up with that change. So that change is quite rapid in the last couple of years. If and the main challenges initially was that now the siloed work culture is been reducing, but there are still some places people are working in isolations. They will do whatever they want to do, and then ultimately come at the end and present it. It might be faulty product at the end of the day. So that's the main challenge, right? In siloed work culture. So innovation happens when engineers understand the business and business leader understand the technology. So both should understand their little part of it, right? But ultimately we need to understand the priorities for each other. If I'm technical person, I should understand what my BA is thinking about. And as a BA, you should understand what a technical lead or technical developer is thinking about this product. So as a technical person, right, I should understand the business context, why we are doing this problem. Because the main challenge happens when the developers or any technical person they just start, I mean, they are trying to solve, they are just trying to complete their story, whatever assigned to them. They're not thinking what is going to happen, why we are doing this. Instead of thinking how, we should think about why first as a technical person, because I'm assuming I'm a technical person, and most of the our audience is also technical area. So basically we need to understand why we are doing this. So key point for understanding to start that why of who we are making this product, who are the users, user experience part, what problem they faced and how we can now solve it, and how can we measure our success at the end of the day, right? So these are the key basic understanding as we start developing the code or something, start delivering the code, and learning the and business context is there are many tools like available for pictorially. So what is this business all about? There are business modeling tool, customer journey maps are there, of the key performance indicators or ROI framework. So you can easily see people can see that what we are doing, how we are doing, and ultimately we can match on the part how we do it at the end of the day. So the main key point is to, as a technical person, we should know why we are doing this first, without even writing a single line of code. We should, if you're not clear, do not. My advice is to not even write a single line of code without understanding it. For this, to overcome this particular problem,
The mommy did not send a balance.
we recently, and I see in other areas also, we recently introduced BDD, business driven development, which is the key point I want to highlight here. Just we don't write the code. We make sure our code is fitting into business definition first. We write it, test it, like write the test cases first, make it fail, right? And wherever it is failing and pass it. And once it has passed it, then we write the code. So that is the key. My key I want to say to you or everyone that to start using TDD, BDD very heavily, so that you can always be aligned to this why actually. The next part I would say is how can we translate the business goal into technical strategy, right? Because the main point is to always link every feature to the measurable outcome. So we are heavily using Agile, and then I would say other people are also using in the industry very heavily. So they are making epics and stories, and there is clear definition of done and measurable outcomes is written. So it's very visible every day. People are coming and see what they're going to deliver. Second point is to user data, validated assumption, track, test, and iterate, right? So as I said, if you start using tech TDD, BDD heavily, you can easily test it, track it, and iterate it, right? And also, once it is go to UAT or other areas of testing, right? They can also perform and do the same thing. You can clearly see what is happening in the ultimately going to happen when this code will go to production or wherever after that. So main thing to be done as part of this problem to bridge the gap is to more collaborate and communicate. So many people think that just do the meeting and then the collaboration, but that collaboration is basically we are building the mutual understanding, right? There are many ways we can communicate to the other key stakeholder of the team. So I would encourage to do more and more connect while we are performing our job day to day. I'll encourage more reviews to happen, matrices if we write the code, or whoever, like business can also show their progress in terms of the matrices, right? And could be do more planning session before happen and reviews after. So, and start talking technical person or whoever talk in terms of the what it's gonna be benefit, just not talk about in terms of the technical languages, right? Why we are doing this, and then so that business can also easily understand it. Use more visualization techniques. There are a lot of things available nowadays, AI tools, and you can make dashboards, flow diagrams, demos day to day. It's been easy to showcase our work and how it looks like at the end of the day before even go to the later stage. We can show demo it so people can visualize. This is how we can improve the communication, collaboration. Different techniques are here. And at the end of the day, we need to become a successful technologist, right? So there is a very good modeling available, and now I could say we can say like T-shaped modeling, right? So we need to be a deep expertise in technical area and broad understanding of the business. So it's called T-shaped modeling. So think about that always when you are working. Like we want to be successful professional at the current stage and current age actually, and it would be true for future also. So essential skill technically you should be nowadays AI very heavily used, APIs, data, cloud, right? In businesses, thinking about strategies, product thinking, financial literacy, and soft skill is very important. Negotiation, adaptability, and storytelling. So try to adopt this model when you want to become and want to see as a future successful technologist. And what could be the future tech business alignment, right? So AI automations are coming very heavily nowadays, and this gap is bridging. I can see because its visibility is dashboards are available, visibility is very high. Some of the roles are also hybrid nowadays, which is now earlier these role doesn't exist because we now need people who can understand technical and business together. In my industry, in my bank, we have a technical project manager role available. We understand both uh, very diligently, right? Now data strategists, solution architects is emerging. So try to be fit into those roles, from the beginning, what they are doing. So this is how the technology is evolving, and this is the future actually. So at the end of the day, I can see what is the key takeaway of this session, right? The key takeaway is to learn the why before how. As I said earlier, you need to understand technology and translate it to measurable outcomes via using different tools available, right? Agile and Kanban is the best example for that. You start using that. Collaboration should happen across the team early and often, as much as we can. We can have a planning session, we can have a demos, we can have a retrospective sessions very often. Develop the business acumen along the technical in mastery, as I said earlier. The roles are aligned, roles are now merged. So we try to fit into in those. We use T-shaped model, T model, sorry, for if you want to enhance your technical knowledge and business knowledge, and then automatically fit into this category. And at last is the impact. We need to think why we are doing, just not like completing our work and finish, just implement it. No, we need to understand the impact, what's going to happen at the end of the day. So with that note, I will try to close this session. It's open for questions, and thanks for giving me this opportunity.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Vikas, for presentation. And yes, it was equipped. Thanks so much for that, Mr. Vikas.
No problem.
To the audience, I've dropped the speakers on LinkedIn URL link to connect with their own.
So,
So let's
èló lẹni ó jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀? 8 kí lẹ pè ní?
11,800.
11,800. So wọ́n máa ṣe
right, apologies for that. She has been muted already. So as I was saying before the interruption, I said the links to the speakers, the LinkedIn profile link to the speakers are all in the chat box. So let's do well to connect with them. And also, I would like each and every one of us to give our feedbacks on this event section we have in currently. The link is also on the chat box. And now we are down to questions as our speaker finished giving their presentations. So if there are questions, you can just raise up your hand and I'll call on you to ask your questions. So let's make this snappy. If you have questions, you can just signify and then I'll call you up to ask your questions. So while we are still brainstorming for questions, I would be asking my question. Can you all hear me? Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. So my question, and I believe any of the speakers can choose to answer the question. So one of the questions I would like to ask is, what trend do you see in the future regarding the integration of technical skills and business strategies? Though I saw this a similar response to this question from the presentation, but I would like a deeper clarification on this question. So the question again is, what trends do you see in the future regarding the integration of technical skills and business trends? So
I think as I covered briefly, I just that the rules are now become a broader. As a technical person or as we introduced to the industry, we think about we just here to solve our assigned tickets or whatever assigned to me, just finish it off with the code and some of the technical things we know, right? But it is not just required nowadays, right? Because people are looking for the full stack or more expanded knowledge in terms of the technical as well as business breadth. As I said, T-shaped model, right? Which is with a good fit for the future roles. And as I said in my in my bank, the roles are now combined. We are looking for technical product managers, solutioning architecture, solution architects, I would say technical business strategists. So they are now combined and gel each other. So for that purpose, the technical knowledge is sufficient, but we also should know, understand business, just not just reading BFRD. We just know go deep and involve in planning sessions as well as demoing our work so that we can easily know what we are building, it's been fitting suitable for the product or not, get the feedback, try to improve on that. That's how we can evolve in the future.
Okay. All right. That's great. Thank you so much for that response. And then I still have another question, but this is more like realistic in the sense that I would like to like get it from your experience. So the question is like I would want you to kindly share examples of successful collaboration between technical teams and business teams and insight to what made them successful. Should I come again with the question?
Yeah, I think the question is quite clear. You're asking for real life examples of
Yes.
collaboration with technical team. Okay, so let me give like a real life example. This is as early as yesterday. I'm currently managing I want a project. It's more like a program across the entire entities of our bank, across about 9 operating companies. And yesterday we had a session with the core business users, which are the HR team, right? The disciplinary. It's a disciplinary management model. And on one side, we have the technical team who understand the solutions that are bringing, know how to configure it and everything. But then we got on a session called a configuration clarification session where rather the technical implementers have to sit with the business users to really understand, okay, how do we configure this? How does your workflow? So when a disciplinary report is made, who does it go through? That's a clear example of how technical and business strategy have to work together. If not, the technical people are just going to configure anything, and at the end of the day, it does not make any sense to the business because it is not solving their problem. And so that's a very key collaboration that has to happen. Just like the Vic has answered earlier on, we need to learn to be very T-shaped. T-shaped meaning that you have to have a breadth of skills across several domains and then a depth of skills in a few domains. Today's world does not need somebody to be a specialist again in one thing. You have to be able to do 2 or 3 things excellently well, and you have to know so many things at least at a discussion level, right? So what he mentioned, I think, is very very important. Being very T-shaped, and also the fact that AI is really democratizing the whole world. Right now, people don't even need to know, they don't need to hire developers again. You can go to any AI to write code for you. But the key thing that will make a difference is your ability to understand strategy, business strategy, where the business is going, and be able to apply your technical skills to help them solve that problem.
All right. Thank you so much. That was very, very beautiful. Thank you so much for that response, sir. All right, so Mr. Samuel Akili has his hand raised up. Please, can you unmute and ask your question? Thank you. All right, Mr. Samuel Akili, can you unmute and ask your question? Hello, Mr. Sam, are you on the call? Can you unmute and ask your question? I think maybe he's having network issues. So anyone, let's keep our questions coming. So I'll keep looking. And then, okay, while we wait for some Ikele to be back, then I will still want to ask some other questions. And this is more like a roundup for the presentation you gave. So I would like to ask, what are the three key takeaways you hope that we, the audience, will remember from your talk regarding bridging this gap? Can you hear me?
Can you repeat? Sorry. What did you? What is the question? Sorry.
Yes. I asked that what are the three key takeaways you hope that
Okay.
we the audience remember from your talk regarding bridging this gap you're saying.
I think I can take a few. I think maybe I can add it later. That key takeaway, as I said, I mean, at the end of my session, this would be an asking why before even thinking, I mean, writing the code, right? You use leverages majority of the technology set available if you're a technical person, right? There are TTD, BDD are heavily used, just can help asking this, help to overcome this situation. Other TKB is T-shape model, try to fit into that, have good depth of understanding of technical skill set and breadth of understanding the bridging strategies. So these two things are really important as current stage. Would be open for other speaker if you want to add.
Okay, thank you, Vikas. I think your presentation really summarized what both of us were talking about. And for me, I think the key, not many key takeaways. I think just one key takeaway that you should not let go is always understand where the business is going. Always have that clear understanding at the end of the day. What is technology coming to solve with the business? What we bring from technology, from skills standpoint, from tech stack standpoint, and all that. How does it translate into business objectives? How does it help the business better? And that's one key thing. And I say it again with all boldness that that's going to be the differentiator in the future. Your ability to be able to look at the business, understand what the key problems are, and then bridge it with the use of technology. I want to go ahead and answer the question that Bankole Balki said, saying is requirement gathering important to bridging the gap between businesses and technology. I'll answer yes, but I'll put a caveat to that. My answering yes is that the speed and the rate at which technology is moving is very, very rapid. Even though we are in Nigeria, we're a bit slow. But if you're in other developed countries, the speed and the rate at which technology is changing is very fast. And so one of the things you want to do is to build iteratively. Uh, it's to build in what is called an agile mindset or an agile environment where change is embraced and things are changing rapidly. So you have to have that at the back of your mind. Because if you stay on gathering requirements, by the time you finish gathering requirements, things would have moved beyond you and the market would have moved. So yes, requirement gathering is a very important aspect of bridging that gap, trying to understand where the business is and then knowing where to plug in technology. But in doing that, you have to be really agile. Agile is delivering iteratively. So you don't have to wait till you understand the full scope. If you are to understand ABC to Z, even if it's ABC, you understand, and you can deliver that, and the business will get value from it. Go ahead and deliver instead of waiting till you understand the full scope. I hope I answered your question, Balkis.
Yeah, Balikis was the question answered, I
Yeah,
believe.
it's answered. Thank you.
All right. So do we
Right,
have
thank you so much. Thank you.
all right. So I would like to ask once again if we have any more questions. It can go on the chat box or you can just raise your hands to ask the question. So I won't have to make this section stay any more longer than necessary. Any more questions? So I believe there is none. So I would like to use this medium to call this section to an end. Thank you so much everyone for sparing us your time to join this section, and to our speakers, thank you so much for creating time for us. I really appreciate. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Nice to meet you all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
All right. So we can all do well to end this section and continue with our daily activities. Thank you once again.